Hallows Eve, everybody. So tomorrow is Halloween. I'm really excited. I love Halloween. I felt like this would be a good time to review the new Sabrina. Rather than taking each episode and putting it on that review app, I'm just gonna do it here and post it on Instagram and YouTube and possibly Facebook, because I like to explain in full detail what I like and don't like, and I feel when I only have a minute, it just doesn't happen. Am I still gonna use the app? Probably, just not as much. I'm really discouraged because of the whole minute thing. But I have a love-hate for the new Sabrina. I love the actress who portrays Sabrina. She still gives us the feeling of Sabrina and yet puts a newness to her. Like, I found that the Sabrina from the original one was maybe a bit more of a pushover. Not that she is a pushover, she's very kind and sweet, but she was more your typical teenager. Not to mention more like a 90s teenager than modern. So we have no evidence that this is a modern Sabrina yet. I haven't seen her use any electronics to indicate that. The other thing is I really like is that you really feel that you are in a Salem-like environment. So I also watched both of the cartoons, the animated one and the cartoon one, and I like how, like, every time they've made Sabrina, Sabrina still feels like Sabrina. The one who feels like himself but doesn't feel like himself is probably Salem, because he does not talk to anyone except for Sabrina, is what we can tell. This might change later on, but as of right now, that's what seems to be the thing. I do miss little evil conniving Salem. I have yet to read the comics, and I would like to read the comics because I have heard that this one is based more off the comics. I don't know if that's true though, so I really want to see if that's true. The other thing that I really like is their color scheme with Sabrina. They use a lot of reds and blacks, which is pretty typical, I think, for colorage. So I like that. Because normally in the cartoons we saw her in a lot of pink and white. So I liked the red and black scheme. Hilda and Zelda. I do not like the new meanness to one of the aunts. I do not. Like, the actress, I love her. Like, I saw her like video reviews, and she's amazing, and like she was saying how she's afraid she'll be afraid of her familiar. But that was a very good live thing that they like posted. So I liked that. But like I said, I don't like the actual portrayal of it because she's so mean. It's like she doesn't care what her niece wants. It's like, oh, well, the Dark Lord wants this, so the Dark Lord was that. So yeah, no, just no. And then there's the other sister who she kills in one of the episodes. Yes, spoiler, she killed her sister. But she doesn't die. The witches can come back, so she didn't stay dead. But she kind of allows Sabrina that free will. And I like that. I like that one of the aunts fought for her free will. Now I'm very curious because I haven't finished season 1 yet. I'm actually only on like an episode 4. So I still have to finish it myself. But I really wanted to do this before Halloween. Not after Halloween. I will probably do more on my take. Oh, did I mention I like Sabrina's hairdo? Come on. Similar hairdos. So, yes, I have a thing for short hairs in that style. I do not like short hair, but I do like short hair in that style. So, really cute hairstyle. And then with the headband, oh my gosh, when I was younger, that used to be like my go-to style. When I get older, I typically use longer hair, except right now, because it's short. But, the one thing I do not like about the new Sabrina, though, is that it causes a lot of misconceptions about witchcraft and how it works. Because, how can I say this? Not all witches are evil. I know this firsthand. There are different types of witches. There are ones that are light witches there are. So, and we don't go in the woods and sign a book. That's kind of a made-up stereotype, and I don't like that because, yeah, no, we're not for that. And we do not get our powers from the Dark Lord. It doesn't work that way. We get our powers from nature, and you can actually look up Celtic, old Celtic myths to kind of confirm that in Celtic, because a lot of the Wiccan and pagan beliefs and witchcraft beliefs come from the Celtic roots as well as Norse. Now, something else that's interesting is a lot of people that are practitioners of magic, they do also talk to the angels and also the bad side. So most witches are going to be more your neutral gray. I'm not. I'm a light worker / twin flame. So, but I do talk to some of these people that do all this other stuff, and I have been on my spiritual journey. I've been drawn to learn the differences of those things, and there's actually a really amazing witch. Her name is Queenie, and I'll put her link down below, that I used to follow. And she a lot of her YouTube videos explain that in very good detail. And the different, she also goes into the different goddesses that she uses and the ones that she invokes, because a lot of Wiccans invoke different. They do not just invoke the Dark Lord. In fact, some of them stay away from him, like far, far away. I would stay away from him far, far, far away. I would not want to meet him. So, just say those witches in Sabrina are pretty brave to have this thing called a Dark Baptist, because why would you willingly give your mortalness to them for power? I just don't get that. Especially temporary earthly power. Of course, it is revealed in the series, and yes, this is another spoiler, that they live a long time. And so, yes, that is a change. I did find it also kind of upsetted me when I think they're called iguanas, but this is another spoiler, when he died in one of the episodes, because it's just like, that's not how familiars work. Now, most witches do only have one familiar. I have one familiar. I was going to actually put her on camera, but she's kind of sleeping right now, so I'm not gonna wake her. Maybe I'll post a photo of her at some point. But my baby kitty is my familiar. She's a Siamese, and she's my familiar. And familiars do have a bond with either a spiritualist or a witch, depending on what you are. I don't like labels. Labels are overrated. The point is, magical person, right? Or person who believes in nature. I like to classify it more as person who believes in nature. But familiars do not die because the person they entrusted themselves with dies. It doesn't work that way. Or if something happens to the familiar, the witch is not gonna die. We don't see that in the series, except for the fact that if the witch dies and the familiar dies. I don't know if it works the other way as well. That has not been clarified. But they do make a point that the familiar makes an agreement to protect you. And Sabrina takes it in a different way, and this is probably her humanity showing through, is that she agrees that if my familiar is going to protect me, I'm going to protect my familiar. So, with that said, that's how that works. Now, the way a real familiar works is they choose who their human is going to be. And they choose that human based on who resonates with their greater cause. Why are they here? What are they trying to change in the world? That's how they pick their magical person. Or if they are sent by something, that's how they pick their magical person. But they do not work that way like Sabrina. They can sense things going on, they can stop things going on, that's true, because they are protectors, no matter what they are. They're typically cats, but they can be other things too. And that was really, what was really nice about Sabrina is they had a book full of animals, because every animal has a meaning. Like an owl, owls are very intuitive. I've actually said this in another video, but I don't think I've said it on this particular channel, probably in the spiritual group that I'm in called Positive Vibes, which if you like, you may join. They're all for trying to help people grow, and they're very, from my experience, they're a very positive community. That's my opinion, of course. And now, so I'm going to continue to watch this. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like is that they focus too much on the witches being worshippers of the Dark Lord, and that being their key master, and that they'll obey him no matter what. I'm not okay with that, and I'm kind of hoping in this series, because Sabrina seems to be a rebel in this by not signing the book, although it's really messed up what her father did, and I'm not going to give that one away because I think that one's a big, important thing to the story. Like, I think the other spoilers are kind of small. I can probably look them up and find out. What her dad did is really, really messed up. And I would be mad if my dad did that. So, let's just say, no mas. But I will continue to watch it, despite the fact that I do not like how they're portraying witches, because overall the series is really good. I do miss my classical Sabrina, which was more friendly, and I do make a note not to watch this around children because it's very, very dark. So, do not let your kids see this unless you're okay with them saying blood, gore, and violence, because there's quite a bit of darkness in it. And, again, supposedly it's more true to the comics. I don't know because I haven't read the comics, but I intend to read the comics at some point. But, yeah, overall, my only complaint is I'm hoping at some point they have different types of witches, because that is just not accurate. And so far, I'm not really liking that. I love Sabrina, the character Sabrina, because she's really kind and caring, and she seems to want to hold on to her humanity and not want to give in to this stereotype they're forcing. I'm hoping that by the end of the series, there'll be a lesson that, hey, you don't have to give in to what your family says. But we'll see what happens. But yes, that's my take on it. I also really liked how the familiars are goblins. That is interesting. In real life, familiars are not goblins. They are either spirits that have taken form of animal, or a spirit who's translated to a higher level and been reincarnated into an animal. Different things, whatever resonates with you. So that's my spill bit. Happy Hallow Eve, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Halloween. Please like, subscribe, pick the bell if you're on YouTube so you get notified when I post a new video. And lastly, if you have not entered my giveaway, you still may. It is on my Instagram, and the information will be down below. And I will also post a few links to the whole Sabrina thing. If I can find their old pages, I'll put the old pages too. But I do know that the leading actress who does play Sabrina, she keeps up with her Instagram as well as Sabrina Netflix Instagram, and she's posting updates on there and how she's continuing to work on the film. And it's just really lovely to get the hands-onness and see the actors behind the character. Alright, love you guys. TTYL.